So I don't know if it's just me, but I'm comparing this year's running back class to last year's quarterback class in terms of how many players we could see drafted that can change a franchise. Last year at the quarterback position, we seen Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix all drafted, and those guys were hit picks. Well, JJ McCarthy, we still waiting on, but I think he's going to be pretty good. In this year's draft, that position is the running back position, as there are so many options that you can go with for your favorite team that can help contribute immediately. I'm talking Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Travion Henderson, Quinshawn Judkins, Cam Scatterbo, Dylan Simpson, and DJ Giddens. Get this, there's still so many that I didn't even name. And without Washington Commanders being one of those teams that could severely use one of these running backs coming out, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the most perfect running back that I think would be a great pairing with Brian Robinson and create a dangerous duo backfield. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries, like...
Stop saying my name, you dick rhyme bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the perfect running back prospect that I think will be prolific next to Brian Robinson next year and create this dynamic running back duo that's going to be super tough to stop. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. I know a lot of us are down on Brian Robinson, especially after being huge Brian Robinson fans and thinking this past season was going to be a big breakout year for him. A lot of us are now down on him, but the honest truth about it is that he's not going anywhere this year. And same with Austin Ekeler. Those two guys are going to be in this backfield alongside a rookie that we draft. So I say that to say my mindset has now kind of changed from a big dog in terms of, 20 carries a game kind of back, and Ashton Genty and Omarion Hampton, those kind of guys that you expect to come in and immediately be the go-to back for your team, right? And we never was in the conversation for Ashton Genty, but Omarion Hampton this whole entire time, and still is, honestly, is the guy that I would love Washington to draft because he is the full package, if you ask me. Physical, has the ability to break tackles, has the ability to stay balanced, stay on his feet after, making contact, can pass block, can pass catch. You know what I'm saying? He can do it all for you and occasionally have that home run speed. Is it like just true 4.3 speed? Nah, but he still has the ability to break away some runs. But after assessing what Omarion Hampton is going to be for a team at the next level and looking at our current running back room, I don't know if Washington is willing to spend that high of a pick. I do think he's a first round pick. At worst, really early to number 2 pick, but I don't think we're going to be in a position to draft him. It's either take him at 29 if he's there at 29, or you missed out because our second round pick isn't going to, give us the opportunity to draft him. And Omarion Hampton is probably going to be better served as a true running back one on a team that is actually going to feature him and give him the carries that he needs. With Washington's current running back situation, and I get it, Brian Robinson is probably not going to be here next year, and Austin Ekeler, same with him on a 1-year deal, so that probably shouldn't stop you from selecting Omarion Hampton. In fact, it probably should encourage you to do it even more so because you now have a back that you can, lean towards next year in 2026 when, both of these running backs are off the books. But in this current state that we're in, and I feel like we're in a win now mode and we want to get all the offensive weapons possible, I think Travion Henderson is the perfect pick for the Washington Commanders because Travion Henderson is going to immediately come in and fall right in line. And Brian Robinson, again, I get it. A lot of us are down on him, and a lot of us feel like, you know what I'm saying, his time here in Washington is over with. But you still got to get through this year, and you still want to maximize B-Rob's last year here in Washington if they don't contract extend him. And I think getting him a speedy, you know, home run hitter kind of guy to pair up with him would be absolutely amazing. Do you guys understand how good this running back room could be if we added Travion Henderson along with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler? Like, granted, all three of those guys can do, you know, the same things in terms of pass catch and also run after contact and still, you know, pick up occasional first downs. Brian Robinson is probably, you know, the slowest one out of the group in terms of home run ability, but those guys all can do the same thing. But you would have running back for each dominant phase. And I mean, Brian Robinson is your brute, your force, your enforcer, you know, run into contact, pick up, you know, extra yards, you know what I'm saying, on 2nd and 2. He's the one you're putting in for first downs. Austin Eckler is the third down back that you're putting in for you know, pass catching situations. And Travion Henderson is that running back that you put in after Brian Robinson, after he done beat down the defense for, you know, just gashing them constant 5, 6, 7 yard gains. And then Travion Henderson is the guy you're putting in that can be the home run hitter after the defense is gassed. And you know what's the crazy thing about it, and why I feel like it makes that much more sense too, is remember before Austin Eckler got hurt, we would run a bunch of a split backfield sets, split duo sets, you know what I'm saying? So having Brian Robinson and Travion Henderson in the backfield, and you know, knowing Cliff Kingsbury, he's gonna find a way to have a kind of diamond formation where he's gonna have Brian Robinson, Travion Henderson, and then probably have a way that Austin Eckler is lined up behind those guys, or, you know what I'm saying, something crazy. He's going to figure out how to use all three of our backs. But to looking at the film for Travion Henderson, what is it not to love? I immediately turned on the film because, you know, a lot of y'all hit me up and said, Juan, go look at Travion Henderson, man. He's close to home, you know what I'm saying? He went to Ohio State, and he was really good. Well, first of all, shout out to Richmond, but y'all far, Slim. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if y'all consider home because y'all far. But he went to high school, I believe, like in Richmond or down in that area. But I looked at the film and I'm like, man, this guy is amazing. I mean, the put the foot in the ground, one cut ability is just the thing that stands out. Like, you get the right angle on him, you're still going to be in the wrong. Like, you feel like, okay, this the right angle, I got him. Nope, he's going to make you miss because he's going to somehow turn a good angle that a linebacker took into a bad when he has that kind of ability. I mean, I saw him take a screen 50, 60 yards to the house after it looked like it wasn't going to be able to go nowhere. You know, I seen him, pass block. I seen him cut up the middle and just take off. Like, he has legit 4.3 speed, and something that I think needs to also be taken into account with a lot of these players is a 40 time doesn't necessarily tell you the full story. Henderson, he runs a 4.3. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, at full speed, playing level speed, he's probably faster than that. These guys that run 4.4, not telling you that they're blazers, but it's a difference from just running once or twice at a combine and legitly playing, you know, a game and constantly running you in that mode, adrenaline running. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be way faster at game speed. And this guy, he has it all. You know what I'm saying? And he's the back that we're looking for that can really be that next dominant guy, you know, after the Brian Robinson or alongside Brian Robinson and alongside Austin Eckler. Like, we would be one of the only few teams in the NFL that have 3 legit dangerous weapons in the backfield. So this offense would take an immediate bump up, an immediate success rate up after adding Travion Henderson, you know? And that's the thing about it, right? You're surrounding with Jaden Daniels with as many weapons as possible, and everybody on this offense can have the ability to catch the ball. That's the thing about it I love, too, about Travion Henderson is he's a pass catcher, just like Brian Robinson, just like Austin Eckler, and, you know, just like the receivers and tight ends. There's so much you can do with him, and I think Cliff Kingsbury, this is the guy that he probably wants. He probably ain't come out and say it, but behind closed doors, if this is the pick that goes down, And it would not surprise me if DQ steps to the podium a day later and say, "Hey, you know, Cliff, he had a big say so in this, and he really loved what Travion Henderson had to put on film." Because again, he is the full package. I know what Ashton Jency is. I know what a lot of these other guys are. You know that a lot of people are hyping up and love to see. But if there's another guy that I want to say people are sleeping on Travion Henderson because he has his name out there alongside his teammate Quinshon Judkins because everybody know who they are, but everybody's falling in love with other prospects. This is the guy I will keep my eye on if I'm watching. Now I don't know if you are picking him at 29. I don't know, but again, I want to say we're deep into the second round, but 61 is a little steep. And I don't know if Travion Henderson is gonna be there at 61. So again, I don't know where his range is from in terms of where we're picking. 29, would you take a chance on him? It depends. I feel like if you look at the draft and Ashton Genty is taken early and Omarion Hampton's taken early, then it's like, okay, maybe at 29, typically you probably wouldn't take Travion Henderson. You probably would try to risk it and make him, you know, and hope he falls to you at 61. But seeing how fast these backs are going off the board, we may have to somewhat overpick or pick early. But then again, and I'm not saying Travion Henderson is directly Jahmyr Gibbs, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has that kind of impact for our offense if we draft him. But remember when the Lions, they took Jahmyr Gibbs, and I speak for myself, I was like, what the hell? Because this is at the time where running backs were really like, oh, you could just find one in the 6th, 5th round, 4th round. You don't gotta pay a running back. That's where we were still in that kind of era. And I was like, what the heck are they doing? But then we seen what Jahmyr Gibbs was. Absolute beast. And they took him at 12, so that seemed kind of early, kind of a reach at the time. So maybe Washington feels the need to do that in terms of getting Travion Henderson at 29 because of how the board is falling in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Ashton Jency somehow slips to 20, 21, you know what I'm saying, and Omarion Hampton don't end up going in the first round, or let's say he's the last pick, or he's there at our pick, maybe you take him, or maybe you hold off and hope that Travion Henderson is there when you're picking. But man, he's the one, bro. Like, all these guys are the one. Like, I genuinely don't think you can go wrong with any of these guys. Like, that's how good this running back class truly is. Again, in the intro, there's so many that I didn't even name them all, and y'all are much more into college football than me, so y'all already know who the guys I named, and they're probably guys that you probably like, hey, want to go check out. I'm telling you, he's a beast. But you cannot, if you can't get a running back out of this draft class, then you need to fire your whole scouting department, because there's so many guys that has the ability to be game changers for your specific offense. But for me, I love Omarion Hampton and still wouldn't mind him to this day. But again, for where our backfield is set up at, like, we already have 2 backs, and good, I get it, they're on 1-year deals, but Omarion Hampton is a day one running back one talent and starter, and I know we don't love what B-Rob's production's been. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all probably like, one, well, you could draft Omarion Hampton. He could easily be running back one. You know what I'm saying? Over Brian Robinson. But right now, I don't think that's how they view the roster. Now, week 9, week 10, week 8, you know what I'm saying? You see less Brian Robinson and more of Omarion Hampton or more Travion Henderson, then that can kind of tell you to flip the tide. That kind of flipped the tide on his head in terms of, all right, well, we see who's getting bulk of the carries. We see he's running back one now, no longer Brian Robinson. But that would make more sense at that time because Brian Robinson's a free agent. So writing's on the wall, and he is going to be gone next year. But headed into this season, at least the start of the season, I think they're going into it with the mindset of B-Rob is still running back one. So we're going to go into the draft with that mindset. But again, this draft class is so talented that any of these backs that you really draft can eventually become day one starters or running back one, or at least high level running back two in terms of production. Like, you're not running back one on the depth chart, but you're damn sure used as the running back one. Like, I just think about it, and I know I'm ranting, but I just think about Chris Thompson. Like, I miss him so much, brother. Y'all remember how good he was for us, bro? Like, we could just find that. Like, we don't even need a legit running back one if we can literally just find the production of a Chris Thompson out of somebody. You know what I'm saying? And Travion Henderson seems like that guy. And again, if you can pick anybody you want, that's how good this running back class is. But for me, after looking at the film, And after assessing our running back, now granted, if we didn't have Brian Robinson or Austin Eckler, and I don't care if it's just on a 1-year deal or not, but if we didn't have none of those guys, okay, I'll probably just stamp Omarion Hampton as running back 1. I already need him. But the fact that I think he is going to go to a team that legitimately needs running back, has no running back help. Like, we have running backs. We just don't have running backs that has that home run ability, and that's all we keep crying about and want. Like, we want somebody that's going to be able to take it 50, 60 yards to the crib for a touchdown. We're not talking about we don't have no running backs at all. There are teams out here that legitimately has no running backs at all that they feel comfortable as posing as their running back 1. So that's why I think Omarion Hampton is a little out of our league in terms of draft capital. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we do take him at 29, or maybe we take Travion Henderson, at 29, or maybe he falls to 61, or maybe we trade up inside the second round as Omarion Hampton Travion Henderson gets closer. But I'm going to leave that up to y'all down in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment section. Do you think Brian Robinson and Travion Henderson will be a dynamic running back duo, sprinkling in a little bit of Austin Eckler too? I feel like this backfield can be so nasty with those 3. But let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comment section down below. As always, me, boy, Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so we greatly appreciate if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Never gave up ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.